DarkwingDubb.
Let's go. We in here with another one. So, I know we've been having a lot of wrestling talk lately. But today, we are talking about something different. We got the stink of wrestling off of us. WrestleMania just happened and a whole bunch of stuff from WrestleMania that went down. You know, seeing Punk knocking phones out of people's hands and whatnot. So, hey, we moving on from wrestling for this time. I told y'all, your boy, we all around. So tonight, y'all see the background. What does that say? Draft. They're in Pittsburgh. We are going with the 2026 NFL draft. Night one, first round. What did we think about it? We had a few surprises. We had some trades. So how about we just do the thing and hop right into it? If y'all can hear the song in the background, I got this song made for the show, No Cap featuring DarkwingDubb, Southern hip hop style, because I'm on the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle podcast. I'm the Southern King, DarkwingDubb. If y'all can hear it, let me know what y'all think. So we're going to start with the first 10 picks of the draft. The Raiders took Fernando Mendoza. The Jets, David Bailey from Texas Tech. The Cardinals, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. The Titans, Carnell Tate from Ohio State. The Giants, shout out to my boy Robert, one of the biggest Giants fans I know. He was pretty happy about this pick. Arvell Reese. He really wanted Sonny Styles. We'll get to it. The Kansas City Chiefs traded up with the Cleveland Browns and selected Mansour Delaney. The Commanders, Sonny Styles. The Saints, Jordan Tyson. The Cleveland Browns, Spencer Fano. And then the New York Giants again got their offensive lineman, Francis Mauioga. So, number one, I am going to say this. This is a hot take. I don't know how many people really believe this, but I do. I think Fernando Mendoza is severely overrated. He only went number one because of guys like Arch Manning, Dante Moore, and so on and so forth did not come out. Because I guarantee you, if them two would have came out in the draft, he would have been at least the third or fourth quarterback off the board. But because the quarterback room this year's draft is not as highly sought after, he won the Heisman, he won national championship, he went number one. Can he become an excellent NFL quarterback? Sure. Nobody saw this coming for him when he was at Cal. He got to Indiana. Kirk Cignetti. Hey, shout out to Indiana and Kirk Cignetti. Can Fernando Mendoza keep the momentum? The good thing for him is he gets to sit behind Kirk Cousins. So he won't get thrown in the fire. But I think when it's all said and done for this draft quarterback class, I think Ty Simpson will come out as the better quarterback. I think Fernando Mendoza is a good college quarterback. I just don't see how what he does translates to the NFL. I mean, erratic throws, footwork was bad. He's going to have a lot to work on. Clint Kubiak is, I mean, Like I said, it's a good thing Kirk Cousins came on, right? Um, I think Carnell Tate being the first wide receiver off the board. I personally thought Jordan Tyson was the best wide receiver in the draft. But Carnell Tate getting taken number one, getting taken number 4 to the Titans. I don't know. His time at Ohio State, he was never really considered the number one wide receiver. You know, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba. You have who am I missing? Jeremiah Smith now is there. He was number one. Marvin Harrison Jr., I think I already said his name, but anyway, like he was never really considered number one. He got to play off the backs of the actual number one receivers. So we'll see how him actually being the number one receiver for the Tennessee Titans translate for him, because he was never really considered number one. Now he's going to have to go against every team's best corner. He's a damn good route runner. Like, if there's one thing that we know about Ohio State wide receivers, they can run some freaking routes. They are some route running machines. And another thing about Ohio State, they put some people in the pros. Pick number 4, pick number 5, pick number 7, and we'll see here in a little bit, Caleb Downs, all in the first round. That's 4 within the first 12 picks. Shout out to Ohio State. The big surprise of the first 10 picks, the Kansas City Chiefs traded up with the Cleveland Browns and drafted Mansour Delaney. Why was that a surprise though? Because all the mock drafts that I've seen, yeah, he was going to be a first round pick, right? But all the ones that I've seen, the mock drafts had him going in the teens. I think Mel Kiper said it on TV himself. He had him as the 14th best player in the draft. So Kansas City got their cornerback, but they probably didn't have to trade up to get him, because I don't know if the Commanders were going to draft him. New Orleans wasn't going to draft him. So they could have stayed where they were at number 9 and drafted him. And quite honestly, if I was Kansas City and I traded up like that, I'm not going after Mansour Delaney. I'm going after arguably the best defensive back in the draft. Right? And it's not Mansour Delaney. That would be Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs, fail. They could have had them a transcendent safety. And you know, safeties are a big deal in this league these days. I mean, the safety for the rookie safety at Seattle, how big of a difference did he make? What about Kyle Hamilton? He is their defensive MVP, because without him, that defense does not go. In the past, with Ronnie Lotts and Ed Reeds and Troy Polamalu's and Brian Dawkins, like, if you can get you a transcendent safety, you're setting your defense up for success. And the fact that they traded up to get Mansour Delaney, we'll see how it works out, though. I'm not saying Mansour Delaney is bad, because he's definitely not. But I feel like if Kansas City wanted him, they could have stayed where they were. I thought Jordan Tyson was going to be the first wide receiver off the board. Nothing against Carnell Tate, but I think Jordan Tyson has shown that he is a number one receiver, whereas Carnell Tate's been more of a 2/slot receiver. The only knock against Jordan Tyson is that can't stay healthy. So is he going to prove that he can stay healthy? He'll have Chris Olave on the other side. He'll have Tyler Shook, maybe, or Spencer Rattler throwing on the ball. They got them a franchise tackle there, and my boy from the University of Texas, Kelvin Banks. So they're building some things down there for Kellen Moore. We'll see what Jordan Tyson does if he can stay healthy. I think those were my biggest surprises and my breakdown for the first 10. Um Next, 11 through 20. 11 through 20. Well, we saw a couple offensive linemen go in the first 10 with Spencer Fano and Francis Mauyoga. And then we get, well, let's just go down the list. Number 11, the Cowboys select Caleb Downs. Number 12, Caden Proctor goes to Miami. 13, Ty Simpson goes to the Rams. 14, Vega Ione goes to Baltimore. Ravens flock. 15, Ruben Bain goes to Tampa Bay. 16, Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets. 17, Blake Miller, another offensive lineman, goes to Detroit. Caleb Banks, number 18, goes to Minnesota. Monroe Freeling, another offensive lineman, goes to Carolina. And number 20, Makai Lemon, goes to Philadelphia. So let's start right here. I think we can all agree that we're pretty surprised that Caleb Downs fell to number 11. He fell out of the top 10. I don't know how that happened. I blame Kansas City for messing everything up, taking Mansour Delaney. Cowboys just got them another huge defensive piece. But can they keep him? The last one they got was Micah Parsons, who's now in Green Bay. So once he's developed, can they keep him? Miami was just in a can't miss mode, right? Like whoever they got, they need it because they need a lot. So they took offensive tackle. You got to protect your quarterback. You got to protect Malik Willis, who's coming in to be their starting quarterback after releasing Tua Tagovailoa. So you get your cornerstone offensive tackle. Number 13. A lot of people say this is the surprise of the night. Surprise of the night. Ty Simpson going to the Rams. The Rams going for the future now. We don't know how much longer Matt Stafford still has in the league. And rumor has it that, Sean McVay called Matthew Stafford and told them that they were drafting Ty Simpson. So they're going to be looking at Matthew Stafford to be teaching this young quarterback the ways of Sean McVay and that offense. But the good thing about Ty Simpson is that he does get to sit behind the Super Bowl winning quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Number 14, my Baltimore Ravens. I thought we were going to go one of two ways, actually one of three ways. I thought Ruben Bain. I thought one of the offensive linemen, Vega Ione, which is a good thing because our guard play was garbage. You got to be able to protect your prized possession, which is Lamar Jackson. Or I thought they would go wide receiver and draft Makai Lemon. You get a big body receiver to go on the other side of Zay Flowers and to help out Mark Andrews going over the middle. But they went guard. I'm okay with it. I think they have big things brewing up for Mike Green on the other side of Trey Hendrickson, our prized free agent. So getting Vega Ione was priority number one for them, which, like I said, I'm okay with. You got to protect your prized possession. The Jets getting the tight end. Their tight end, Kenyon Sadiq. This dude, hey, he's a monster out there. He is a monster out there. He could line up as wide receiver. He could line up as your inline tight end. He could pretty much do it all as a tight end. And him being the first tight end taken in the draft, not at all surprised, and not even at all upset. You know, the Jets are trying to build that offense. You know, they drafted David Bailey to be their defensive stalwart, and then they draft Kenyon Sadiq to give that quarterback someone to throw to. Who that quarterback's going to be, who knows? But as of right now, he's going to have Kenyon Sadiq to throw the ball to. And then last, we've all seen it. We've all seen it. We know that at some point the Eagles are going to trade AJ Green to the New England Patriots. That's rumors. New England Patriots. So what do you do to fix that? If you're going to trade them, you got to replace them, right? So they already made a trade. They picked up that I believe it was Dontavian Wicks from Green Bay. Also, they drafted that big body receiver, Mekhi Lemon. For whatever reason, Philadelphia cannot seem to miss. And them getting Mekhi Lemon, hey, what can you say? What can you say? Like, they replace AJ Green with Mekhi Lemon. Hey, I'm not an Eagles fan, but if I'm an Eagles fan, I love this pick. I do. You get your defense back on where it's supposed to be. You got you a big body receiver now that you're trading AJ Green. You got your big body receiver, Mekhi Lemon. You traded for Wicks. I believe that's who they traded for. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I mean, that was also a big surprise for me. It was a big surprise. But the biggest surprise of the draft so far has been at number 13, Ty Simpson. We got the rest of the first round, 21 through 32. 21, the Steelers chose Max. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. 22, Akeem Mesidor from Miami. 23, Malachi Lawrence, another defender for the Cowboys. Number 24, kind of a surprise, Casey Concepcion. 25, Dylan Thineman. 26, Keelan Rutledge. 27, Chris Johnson. 28, Caleb Lomu. 29, Peter Woods. 30, Omar Cooper. 31, Keldrick Falk. And 32, Jadarian Price. I think Pittsburgh did what they needed to do. They need offensive line. They drafted offensive lineman. I think he's more of a project, but they drafted him. They needed an offensive lineman. The Cowboys building up that defense. If there's one thing that we know about the Cowboys is that defense is not any good. But then you trade for Quinnen Williams, you draft Caleb Downs, and then you draft Malachi Lawrence out of UCF. Hey, they're on the up and up right now. I thought KC Concepcion was going to go at least in the top 15. I could see him in Baltimore, but I think he's too small. Baltimore needs a big body receiver. I could see him. I could have saw him in Philly. There's a few other places I could have saw him at. Kansas City, since they just traded Rashee Rice. But Cleveland gets KC Concepcion to go on the other side of Jerry Jeudy. Whoever the starting quarterback is going to be is going to have a pretty solid wide receiving core. 27, Chris Johnson, the cornerback out of San Diego State. He came out of nowhere because there's somebody still in the best available, the Clemson cornerback that probably could have went there. Kansas City getting ready to replace Chris Jones, possibly. Chris Jones is not going to be around forever. They got Peter Woods, one of the better defensive tackles in college football. The Jets giving Geno Smith somebody else to throw to. Omar Cooper. So you got Omar Cooper catching the ball from Geno Smith. Hey, the Jets had a pretty good draft today. Pretty good draft. And then you got the Seahawks. They lose their MVP, the Super Bowl MVP, to the Kansas City Chiefs. And what do? They go out and draft another running back, Jadarian Price. So, hey, it was a good draft. First round, I enjoyed it. My team did what I thought they were going to do. One of three, and I'm glad they went one because they got it. You got to protect Lamar. So, who we got as the best available? Jamal McCoy, cornerback. Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Toledo. Avion Terrell could have went to Miami, but didn't. Wide receiver. Denzel Boston out of Washington. Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. Zion Young out of Missouri. Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M. Colton Hood out of Tennessee. Chase Bionitis at Texas A&M. And Anthony Hill Jr., Texas. I got my eye on two guys. If you need you a pass rusher, you go get Cassius Howell. Why? Because he led the SEC in sacks. If you need a pass rusher, you get Cassius Howell. And also, I'm a little biased here, but Anthony Hill is severely underrated right now. He deserved to be in the first round. So whoever is going to draft Anthony Hill is going to get a dog. Y'all go back and watch Anthony Hill's tape. He is a dog. But that's what I got my eye on. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What y'all think about this draft? Hey, we'll be back with another one. Until then, Ravens flock. We in there. Hook 'em. We out.